Somewhere over the rainbow, birds fly over the rainbow.
Hello everybody, this is Overboy, and I'm going to be joined by Big D from Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews, and we're going to be reviewing the 2023 Pixar movie, Elemental. So, in this movie, in a city where fire, water, land, and air residents live together, a fiery young woman with a go-with-the-flow guy will discover something elemental, how much they have in common. Before we get into my part, I'm going to let Big D do his part like I always do, so take it away, Big D.
Hey everyone, this is the Big D back again with another collab with Overboy, and this time we're going to be talking about Disney and Pixar's recent hit film from last year, 2023, that is Elemental. First off, I really like the story where it's set in a world inhabited by anthropomorphic elements of nature, following fire element Amber and water element Wade, who spend time together in the sea while trying to save a convenience store owned by Amber's father. Now, I actually liked all of the stuff that was around Element City, with focuses on fire and water and earth and all the other elements, like wind and stuff like that. I went and saw this film last year when it was released, and I just recently watched it a second time on Disney Plus. And I'm going to say the film is still what I remember it to be, all colorful and all that jazz. Next, the score done by Thomas Newman, the cousin of Randy Newman, who of course Newman's recently done work on numerous other Pixar films, did an exceptionally good job in doing the score for this film, so you gotta give him credit for that. The voice acting cast in this film is pretty good too. I liked Lee Lewis's performance as Ember, who was an exceptionally good fiery character, and Mamadou Athie did the voice of Wade, and that was really a great character, especially being made from water. Other characters, we had, voice actors with Ryan Del Carmen and Sheila Olmi voicing Ember's parent. Wendy McClendon Covey, you may know of TV's The Goldbergs, voices an air element with a big personality, Gail Cumulus. And finally, Catherine O'Hara, you may remember her from Home Alone, Beetlejuice, and lots of other films. She voices Wade's mother, Brooke. I'm gonna say she was a pretty good character. The rest of the characters you see in Elemental, I'm gonna say they're pretty good too, and their voice acting is very good as well. So anyway, this is another pretty good film, but I wouldn't factually consider it to be one of Pixar's best though. Well, as I've said, it's not really one of Pixar's best, but however, it does have a solid story told with dazzling visual flair, as Rotten Tomatoes says. I am going to say this is a very colorful and amazing experience of a Pixar film. So, with everything said, I think Elemental was pretty good on the second time of watching. It's got a good story, great, animation and stuff like that. Colors are so colorful, great cast, great characters, and great score from Thomas Newman. So I would say, despite this ending up being a sleeper hit at the box office, I think Elemental's worth looking into. So as always, thank you for making me a part of this, Overboy, like always. Until our next collab, this is the Big D saying, see ya.
Thank you, Big D. It was great to have you on here as always, and everything, and so I've enjoyed having you on here for all these Pixar reviews. We've reviewed every Pixar movie from Toy Story to this one and everything, so if you want to see those reviews, I have a playlist for Pixar videos and stuff So be sure to check those out, and everything. And over the next couple weeks for the next two, I have at least 2 more Pixar nights planned out for top 10 best Pixar characters and top 10, and then doing a ranking of all the Pixar movies and stuff. So if y'all are interested in that, let me know. And Big D, if you want to join me on those rankings, I'd love to have you and everything. I'll contact you, find out more about it, or you can let me know in the comments if I don't contact you before you see the video. So, but I'm going to go ahead and get going into my part. I think this is a pretty good movie. I think this story is really well written, and it's pretty good. I really like Wade and Amber. I think they're really likable characters and everything, and their chemistry is just really, really good. This is pretty much your typical Pixar rom-com, their take on a rom-com and everything. But I think it's really well done, and the relationship between Wade and Amber is very well written, and they're just a really good couple and everything. Their way they start out not really knowing each other, and they as it progresses and they get to know each other and more about each other, and you can tell they really like each other, and the relationship is just really well done and everything. And it's like an opposite tracked movie, which we've seen tons of movies like this before. It's not one of the most original Pixar movies, but it's done in a way that is told pretty interesting and done pretty well. I think the subplot of having to save Amber's father's store and everything, and the social commentary on immigrants and stuff is done pretty well written and everything. And like I said, we've seen those type of stories done better, where they're trying to save someone from their parents' restaurant, and their parent has high expectations of them to take over and stuff like that. The expectations parents put on their kids and stuff like that is explored in here and everything. We've seen it done in other movies and stuff too, but I think this one does it pretty well though. Man, I love the animation in here. You've got the typical photorealistic backdrop and stuff of the city and everything, with really unique character designs and stuff. The fire and water people kind of look more cartoony than most Pixar movies and stuff, but I think it works really well, and I think they have pretty good character designs. I know a lot of people criticized and said it just felt like too much of what you would expect from Pixar, but I don't think there's necessarily anything wrong with Pixar feeling like Pixar either though, and everything, so it don't really bother me that much. The voice cast I think are great in here too, especially our lead characters, Leah Lewis and Monadu Athey, who play Amber and Wade. I think they're both really great as these main characters and stuff, but all of the voice cast I thought did a really great job in their roles in here and everything. And the score by Thomas Newman is great too. I don't think it's on the same level as his scores for Finding Nemo and WALL-E, but I think that it is really good though, and it fits the tone of this movie really well, and his music just always goes good with Pixar's animation, and this movie's no exception on that. And I love how the movie builds up the relationship between Wade and Amber. It's just really well done and everything, and like you can see them being a cute couple and everything, and the way it's written, it's just pretty well done and everything. I do kind of wish that maybe there was a little bit more of a conflict between Amber's family and Wade's family, or we could have got to see some stuff like that and everything. It actually kind of sets it up for a pretty fun sequel, see how their families clash and stuff. Maybe do it where they're getting married or something. I could totally see them doing like a wedding comedy sequel with the elemental characters and stuff. I have a feeling this isn't going to be the last we see of them, because this movie started off as a box office bomb, and it gained its footing and gained life and stuff over the first couple months after it came out. I remember when this movie came out, I worked at a movie theater, and it started off not doing very good, but it grew and grew, and like it was still doing pretty well when it left the theater and everything. So it like really gained its legs over last summer, and was one of last year's biggest surprises and everything. And it had very little marketing. Pixar did not really want to market this movie. didn't want to do much with it. I think that's because Disney is fixated on trying to do nothing but sequels and remakes because they know that's what's going to sell, and they didn't think this movie was going to sell. Not to mention Hollywood has a budget problem right now and stuff too, so there's a lot of factors into why this movie flopped. Plus it came out right in between Spider-Verse and I think The Flash, and The Flash flopped too, but I mean it had a lot of competition. Last year was a bloated summer and everything, and this movie was one of the ones that just kind of came and went. I saw it when it first came out and I was like, this movie was okay. I rewatched it and I realized that I was a lot more tired the day that I saw it because there was a ton of stuff in this movie that I must have dozed off during or whatever, because I didn't remember half of this movie. So I will say that this movie was definitely way better on rewatch and everything. I really enjoyed it a lot more this time. I feel like it's a much better movie than I remembered it to be. Everything, and I do actually get why a lot of people love this one. I wouldn't say it's one of Pixar's best. It's not one of their instant masterpieces like they had with Turning Red or Soul, but it's just a really fun time and a really good movie and everything. Not the very best that they've done in recent years, but far from the worst either and everything. And I think it deserved a little bit more love than it got, even by myself included and stuff, because I did not give this movie the credit it deserved when it first came out and stuff. But last year was just kind of a crazy year for movies and stuff, and I was burnt out by so much stuff that even Pixar wasn't impressing me. But on rewatch and stuff, I don't get how I didn't love this movie when it first came out and everything, because it's really entertaining and really great. And like I said, Wade and Ember are very lovable characters and everything. I don't know which one I like more. I like both of them in a lot of ways. They kind of remind me of myself and someone that I know that is kind of special to me. So I mean, I kind of see some resemblances with stuff and everything that kind of make it relatable too. So but yeah, Elemental is a pretty good movie, fun time and everything. Not on Pixar's best quality standard level, but it's still a really good time and a solid movie and everything. So I'd go as far to say I'd give Elemental an 8.5 out of 10. It's a really enjoyable movie. Not quite on the same level as some of Pixar's other movies, but definitely better than some of their other movies. Way better than the worst ones, like especially like Lightyear and Cars 2. It's definitely miles ahead better of those and everything. Anything that came out after Lightyear was going to be a step up though, so that don't really take much. But yeah, this movie was better than it could have been and everything, and it definitely could have been a little bit better. They could have added a little bit more to it, but I think there's also room to grow if they did decide to turn this into a franchise. I kind of don't know if they will or not. This movie was barely enough of a hit, but I think a sequel could do really good. So it's really hard to say where this is going to go as far as Elemental becoming a franchise. I could see them even doing a TV show and stuff, but I have a feeling we haven't seen the last of Wade and Ember, and I kind of hope we haven't, because I kind of felt like they could have done a little bit more with a few more things and stuff in there. But for what they were going with, I think it turned out pretty good and everything. And it is kind of cliched for a Pixar movie and stuff. I could get why some people would be disappointed for that reason, because Pixar is known for throwing audiences off and stuff, but it is kind of cliched, and you kind of could tell that like Pixar is just doing their take on a rom-com. But I don't think there's necessarily anything wrong with that either. I think it's enjoyable, but I could get why some people might not enjoy it as much as I do. I'm easily entertained when it comes to Pixar most of the time, but yeah, this movie I thought was pretty good. So anyway, thank you Big D for joining me. It's been great having you on these Pixar reviews. Like I said, if you want to join me for those rankings and stuff, I might do some more Pixar rankings, but at least best characters and a ranking of all the movies. If there's more that y'all want to do, also let me know. If there's other Pixar rankings or top 10 lists y'all are interested in, let me know. And I hope you guys enjoy this video, and have a good day, everybody.